I took a bet on life. I don't know whether it's nature or natural that I have this sense of optimism and hope. I can't even remember when I let myself start believing in this thing called life, but I know I took a bet on it. However, if I scratch the surface layers of my memory, I could point back to August 2014 when I landed my first job, when I started getting paid at the end of every month for work done. I think that's when I let myself believe in this thing called life. I would later go on to make plans of not returning home after campus, banking all my hope and sense of optimism on this one small job as a starter pack to thrust me into what I consider to be manhood. And then, somehow, out of misfortune or fate, business would take a stumble, leading me and my coworkers to go months unpaid. But even then, I still labored in the daily work, hoping that the 3 months unpaid salary arrears would be paid in one whole and put me in an even better position to make that leap from campus life into this life that in my head I referred to as manhood. Well, sadly, perhaps not, depending on which way you look at it, that day never came to pass. I ended up retreating home, where I stayed for the next 2.5 years. For the better part of 2016, life was a real struggle, having to work without pay or even the very least stipends. Along the way, through a technical know-who, I had landed myself some manual work that kept me going in the months preceding mid-2016. And somehow, God strolled me through and into the following year when a friend and I started saving, little by little, so we could both leave our respective homes into emancipation. Our monthly contributions were modest, but we both had a full commitment to the task. The turn of another year saw me sign my first ever official contract, causing my hopes to spike for what I anticipated to be the start of a great deal of more things to come. Nonetheless, I would soon learn the hard way that as one opportunity came in through the door, another took a French leave, slithering through the window. I never saw it coming. Fast forward, COVID-19 came, and I lost everything, rendering me contract-free for over a year. I found myself lost, planless, and almost directionless. But as luck would have it, I landed another training and experiential opportunity. Although it was largely a leap of faith for me, I still grabbed the bull by its horns. Nearly a year of growing into the role, I landed another opportunity with a nonprofit organization upcountry, for which I would go on to sign a contract. A couple of months into the role, and things started to fall apart, as had always been the case with my previous employers, most of who were startups. As the second and third waves continued to ravage the world, economies continued to stumble, and as a result, our donations dwindled. I was learning by the fall of each day that it doesn't get any easier. Not that I ever expected it to be, but oftentimes this felt differently hard, making me wonder, try to reflect as far back as I possibly could to try and find, perhaps figure out how I let myself take this bet on life. How I let myself believe in this thing called life. Yes, I seem to be at that point in life where I got to wonder what my purpose in it was, what plan God had for me, if any. And yet, even after all that, somehow I still believed, hoping against hope, that when the dust finally settles, I will still be standing. Hi everyone, this is Robert K. Circles. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast today. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you did, I'd be incredibly grateful if you could take a moment to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. Give us a like on your favorite podcast platform. Leave a comment letting us know what you thought. We love hearing your feedback. And if you know someone who might enjoy the show, please share it with them. Your support means the world to me and helps us reach more listeners. Thanks again for being a part of the Robert K. Circles community. Until next time, take care.